We are so bad in this country about dealing with extremes of weather that on the rare occasions that we have a run of 30 degrees in this country, hashtag let the feet breathe. Let the feet breathe, you know. We've got to be comfortable. We're talking about ordinary working people who sit on hot commuter trains and hot tubes and buses, working 9 to 5, sitting in badly air-conditioning offices. So often, you know, who wants to swelter at work? You want to be able to focus and concentrate. And I think most bosses would rather have a productive, comfortable workforce than a hot, sweaty, bothered group of employees that can't wait to leave at the end of the day.
That's a great point, Liz, as well, isn't it? That actually within the workplace, and a lot of the feedback we've got, when the offices are so hot, it's much easier to concentrate. And certainly my feet are much cooler with these flip-flops. We've got air conditioning in the studio. They're much cooler.
Actually, it's quite cold in this studio.
Yeah, but it's much cooler like that. And if you're in an office and you can't concentrate because it's hot and stuffy, then wearing clothing that allows you to concentrate means you're more productive.
Well, I am very impressed with Emma's little toes here. She's obviously had a manicure or a pedicure and looking good, but we're also the way she's dressed. You know, when we have these weather extremes, we seem to go into a sort of downhill panic. It happens exactly the same when there's too much snow. But with the heat, there are countries which have heat all the time, and they manage. So
they're more used to it then.
They're used to it.
Maybe they're more conditioned for it.
They manage to present themselves in an orderly and a correct fashion when they're in the office. Now, it does, of course, depend what kind of work you do. I remember when I was married to an Australian guy, and I remember the first time I was in Australia, it was a bit of a cultural shock seeing these sort of hairy knees with tailored shorts, but they did wear long socks.
Long socks.
Long socks, and I sort of got used to it.
They wear it in banks and all sorts of uniforms, and all sorts of people wear it, don't they?
But that's there. You know, what they do in Australia,
here, do you,
we are Brits, we are British.
So where do you draw the line then? What is correct attire?
What is correct attire is, first of all, for your own self-esteem. You get up in the morning, you're not going to go to work in your PJs. And with respect to Emma and her delicious little flip-flops, you don't really want everybody looking at your toes.
What? I love my toes.
Excuse me,
I
am wearing, you can see my toes. I've got what? Perfectly presentable shoes. They're aerated. The air's getting in there. So what it is, it's to do with your, as an employee, you need to show respect to the person who's paying your...
Liz, look, you've got very nice shoes on. They're open-toed. Men can't do that, can they? But men don't get to wear sandals or open-toed shoes. Men don't get to wear shorter skirts or tops that are a bit looser. They can't cut off their sleeves.
But there are open-toed shoes, but you don't have to wear flip-flops.
As long as they don't have Velcro.
I mean, what we actually need here, we need a beach for her to go and wiggle her little toes in.
We don't need a beach. We need a progressive office environment. You go into Silicon Valley or Google or Apple or Microsoft, they've not seen a shirt in 20 years.
We're not in Silicon Valley. We're, at the moment,
Central London Google offices.
We're in London.
Central London.
The whole thing gets back to the fact it's to do with self-esteem. It's to do with presenting yourself in the best possible way. Even if you're in the back room in the office, being an accountant or whatever, you still need to feel your own respect. And when you get up in the morning, you know, clean your teeth, brush your hair, and present yourself in the best possible light.
Well, Emma
Jones people are with Emma on this.
Yeah, they are. Emma Jones says flip-flops might not be very presentable, but neither is dripping of sweat and smelling. If it keeps you cool, it's better.
Let's not kid ourselves that the boys and the men who have to wear suits and ties in this kind of weather remain cool and calm. They don't. They stand there with great big sweaty patches. It's an awful sight. But then
they need to get either their own little fans, but you need to have the occasional air conditioning. I mean, most offices now have air conditioning.
Sarah said it was 36 degrees in my office yesterday. I'm sure it won't be much better today, so I will dress smart, but certainly in line with the temperature.
Thank you. Exactly.
Downside of uniforms is the weather. Holly says that's a downside. Jenny says, yes, it is. The heat can kill you. Of course you should be able to dress like that.
Free the knees, free the feet.
Don't you think it's up to the overall bosses to decide? If they want to make that decision and relax the dress code for the period when we're going to melt down, fair enough. otherwise, I think we have to present ourselves...
We'll be back in thermals by next week.
Well, no, exactly. Back in thermals, cardigan, snow boots.
Exactly.
Last word for this, Rosalind. No, business dress attire to be professional. I'm a beauty therapist and have to wear full uniform. Believe me, doing a full body massage is not easy in this heat.
Beauty therapists wear flip-flops all day. We know that.
Said.
Not in Rosalind's place of work.
Well said, Rosalind.
Emma, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.